You said you're hurting not only for what's going on in your family, but obviously for those other families that have been impacted.
Absolutely. It has been, as I said before, devastating for me and my family. But we're not alone in this. My heart goes out to all the other families that were affected by this, and I know words will not bring your families back, and I know that nothing I can say can change what happened, but please believe me, my thoughts are with all of those families, and I hope that they can get through this.
And you talked more, you said you're just really at a loss for words when it comes to something like this. I mean, there's so many questions obviously someone can ask you, but you really said you don't have an answer for them.
Well, sometimes you try to find the right words, and there really isn't. There's nothing I can really say and find the right words. It's just, sometimes it's overwhelming, and you know, trying to understand how it could happen. It's incredible. I mean, I'm at a loss for words right now even.
You told me before you didn't want to talk too much about your son, obviously, because you're going through so much pain, but you also realize that people are going to remember him differently now forever.
He'll always be remembered for what he did on Thursday, I know that. I can't change that. At the moment, I'm just leaving it for the police to do their investigations as to, you know, his history and everything in his background. And I'm sure they will announce what they find, all in good cause. Right now, I'm just going to leave it up to them. The only thing I would like to say, the question that I would like to ask is how on earth could he compile 13 guns? How can that happen? You know, they talk about gun laws, they talk about gun control. Every time something like this happens, they talk about it and nothing is done. I'm not trying to say that that's the blame for what happened, but if Chris had not been able to get a hold of 13 guns, it wouldn't have happened.
That's a very powerful statement coming from you. So now I have to ask you, the idea, how did he get the 13 guns? Because you know that's what everyone's going to want to ask now, even when you're asking that question.
Well, look all over the world. You don't see these kind of mass shootings all over the world on a consistent basis like you do in the United States. So somebody has to ask the question, how is it so easy to get all these guns? How is it so easy? 13 guns. I've never held a gun in my life, and I never want to, but I know there are people that do. But you have to ask that question, is how was he able to compile that kind of arsenal?
Did you know he had 13 guns?
I had no idea he had any guns. I had no idea that he had any guns whatsoever. And I'm a great believer that you don't buy guns. Don't buy guns. You don't buy guns.
So even you want changes. You want the gun laws to change.
It has to change. It has to change. How can it not? Even people that believe in the right to bear arms. You know, what right do you have to take people's lives? That's what guns are, the killers. That's simple as that. It's as simple as that. It's black and white. What do you want a gun for?
And my very last question, mentally, you said how did he have 13 guns, but there's a lot of people talking about his mental makeup. You said the police are going to dig into that. What do you understand about his mental makeup?
Well, I'm going to let the police follow through with all the investigations on that. You know, whatever they determine is something that they're going to find through the investigations. You know, I don't have any comment to make on his mental state. Obviously, somebody that goes and kills 9 people has to have some kind of issue, whatever it is, and let the police determine what they find.
Right, can we just ask one more thing too? When was the last time you saw your son?
The last time I actually saw him physically was before he went to Oregon. The last few days before he went to Oregon, we spent a little time together. I haven't seen him since he went to Oregon.
Would you mind, sir, please just telling Ryan explain your relationship with your son? How was it, and what you?
He was my son. He was my son. You know. There isn't any kind of disharmony or any bitterness or anything like that between him and I. We came here when he was down here. We saw each other, went for dinner, and you know, did things that something dad do. You know, just talk. And he lived with his mother the whole time, so he didn't come and live with me at all. And so we had a harmonious relationship.